Okay, moving on. At this time, I'd like to invite my good friends, Mr. Bobby Gould, presenter, and Mr. Roberto Alvarez, inductee. Please come forward.
First, I'd like to thank the committee for the honor you bestowed upon Roberto. And I'd like to give you a little background information on Roberto. It all began with Roberto and his family moving to Webster from Cuba, with the thanks to St. Louis Church in 1962. I first met Roberto in junior high and soon became good friends, both having a love for sports. Roberto soon began to excel in baseball and basketball, both in school and on the playgrounds. In the 8th grade, he made the freshman baseball team, and by his freshman year, he had made the varsity team as a starting shortstop and the first freshman to start since 1946. In his freshman year, he also became the starting point guard and the first freshman to accomplish this in the last quarter century, earning the nickname the Havana Pepper Pot. As a sophomore, he led both the boys' baseball and basketball teams to the district tournaments. As a junior, he missed the basketball season due to a knee surgery, but played boys' baseball in the spring. As a senior, Roberto served as captain and led the first soccer team in the school's history. In the winter, he was co-captain of the boys' basketball team, which made the district tournament. In the spring, he was the co-captain of the baseball team, who also competed in the districts. Roberto was not only an athlete, but he also served on the student council throughout his years at Bartlett High and was president his senior year. Upon graduation, he received the Most Valuable Player Award for the basketball team and the most prestigious of awards, the George Finnegan Award, for the most outstanding male athlete. During his career, the team made the district's six appearances. After graduation, Roberto attended Nichols College, earned a degree in marketing, after which he joined IBM, where he was employed for 32 years before retiring. He met his wife, Marcy, and was married in 1986, and were blessed with 2 wonderful children, Matthew and Rebecca. Roberto and Marcy now reside in Richmond Hills, Georgia. My good friend, Roberto Alvarez, class of 1969, please come forward to be introduced into the Bartlett High School Athletic Hall of Fame.
Hello, everybody. Bobby, thank you. Thank you very much for those comments. In particular, I appreciate the fact that you never brought up the fact that I never passed the ball. I'd like to publicly thank you also for your persistence, your time spent, your follow-up to make this night possible, and for you and I to be here together. To me, that's the spirit of a true friend and teammate. Thank you. Coach Christian, I want to thank you for picking up the ball and carrying it through the selection period. I know it's a tough process, tough competition, great athletes here, but I knew that I could always count on you for your support. You're always in my corner. Thank you. Lisa and the selection committee. The first thing I want to say is I don't want your job. It's got to be tough. It's got to be extremely tough to go through and make the selections. I will tell you that I am humble, I am proud, and I'm excited to be in this class. I can tell you that when I received the call from Bobby Petka in December of last year, I went through all those emotions. And I told everybody, all my friends, and when I told my wife, she asked what a wife can only ask. What did you do to get inducted? And frankly, I gave her kind of a half answer, but to myself, I really wondered. And so before I came here tonight, I wanted to search that through and find out if there's a secret sauce to do this. So I started with my teammates. And like the presenters and the inductees before me, at that time we all play all sports. We have a nucleus of people who play the same sports, and some of us were better at one and some of us were better at others. So what we really had to do is we had to really understand roles, and with those roles come different responsibilities. We had to understand how to rely on each other. We had to understand how to prepare, how to dedicate, how to support each other in the good times, and how to console each other in the not so good times. We learned that if you prepare, you can accept the outcome. You're never satisfied with the results because you can always get better at the results. What I didn't really understand is how lucky I was to play team sports. Because you see, it really prepared me, and I think it prepared my teammates as I go back and talk to them about the biggest game, and that is how to navigate life. From there, I took a look at my coaches. Some of you heard about Ziggy Strzelecki. Ziggy, we never called him that to his face. He was old school before old school was cool. In fact, I guarantee you, if you Google old school, you get two responses. One would be the movie with Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell, and the other would be the legacy. If you choose a legacy, you'd probably find a face of a slightly weathered individual, chomp in a cigar, and a baseball hat with a B. What it would say underneath that would be hard-nosed, tough, disciplinarian, a no-nonsense kind of a guy. In quotes, it would say in a fatherly way. It would also tell you to respect the game and respect your opponent. To me, it was a pleasure to be able to play for a legend. And then I thought about Coach Cushion. I think when Coach Cushion started coaching us, he was, if my memory serves me right, fresh out of Worcester State. He could still run the floor with us at that time, and he often did. And if you weren't paying attention, he'd either give you an elbow in the ribs and one in the head just to say, how you doing today? We couldn't understand why we would do drills without a basketball. Why would we get on a defensive stand and follow people all the way around, blocking drills? What we really didn't understand is that he was trying to teach us the fundamentals. He also taught us something else. And this was more of a motivating factor that motivated us all never to quit. He instituted this thing: if you were ever behind, you would actually have to run one lap forward and one lap backwards for every point that we lost by. I taught you to never quit. It's another lesson that I learned from Coach about life. Never quit. If it's 6 points, make it 4. If it's 4, make it 2. And guess what? Sometimes you're going to get it across the line. So Coach, thank you. I thought about my family. Bobby talked about the fact that 54 years ago, my parents came to this country so that we could have a better life, that we could make decisions and we could follow our dreams. They taught me to dream big. Our brother and sister, I don't think, ever missed a game. I can still hear their encouragement. I can still hear them telling the ump or the ref that they needed a vision exam. They were just wonderful to me. And then I thought about you. You don't know that you as a talent came into my life, but as Bobby said, we needed a place to land. Webster, through the Catholic Charities, Tom Lonergan, and St. Louis Church, gave us a home. The Dairy family gave my father a job. He would walk from Negas and Mechanic Street to Dairy Brothers, if you know how far it is. And the Sif family gave my mom and my brother and my sister a job over in North Main Street where B&W Footwear used to be. And they used to walk that far. And so I looked at all of that, and I said to myself, gosh, the answer to your question, sweetheart, is if you have a little bit of talent, you have great teammates, you have great coaching, you have great family, and you have this talent, you've got a chance. Thank you.